I wanted to give you guys a rundown on this cold plunge. It costs 5 times what my very first car cost. Now that first car was in 1992. It was a 76 Buick Regal, whatever, it was $1,000 bucks, but this is almost $6,000. Is it worth it? It certainly is the Cadillac, well, I mean, okay, maybe it's the Tesla these days, of all the cold plunges. I mean, it's top of the line. I don't think there's any others that are above it. It's a done-for-you plunge. So Julie's, I'm going to go ahead and let her go ahead and plunge right now. That's fine, whatever. I'm going to give you the rundown on this build, what it gets you, what it doesn't get you, the positives and the negatives. I'm Rick. This is my wife, Julie. We own and operate FitBuddy.com. This is my channel. I am dedicated mostly to going through cold plunges, whether it's DIY or not. And yeah, it's kind of cold, isn't it? What is it, like 48 or something? Anyhow, so I've built DIYs, Rubbermaid tubs. I've built the DIY cold plunge from Joe over at DIYcoldplunge.com, and I've done a number of other options. I'm currently building out some that are inflatable, like the stand-up paddleboard inflatables. But I got this plunge model just to kind of see, like, what's the difference? Is it worth all the hype? So I'm going to tell you kind of what you really get. The price breakdown is this. It's like $6,000 for this model. This model has the chiller, the pump, the filter, the ozone. It also has a spa cover, and it's not the base model. There are some other ones now that they have below this, but it's the Mac Daddy. It's the done-for-you plunge. The funny thing is some of the components on this, the filter, the ozone, etc., are exactly the same as what I put in my DIY model. So this plunge is cold. It's cold. Julie says it's cold. It's pretty sweet. I mean, it's got a little phone hookup that you can use, the Plunge app, which I actually started using before I even had this tub. It looks like your standard bathtub that would go in your master bath, which is a really awesome thing, right? Because who wants like a plywood and 2x4 plunge inside their house? This one's out in the barn. I think this will get migrated to our basement. She's flicking me with water. Are you serious? Don't make me dunk you. I think I could dunk her. What do you think, guys? You think she could take me? I don't know. I'm going to go through the positives and the negatives, the ups and the downs on this. The very first thing you'll notice with this plunge versus any of the other plunges out there like the DIY models, the aesthetics are unbeatable. I mean, this literally looks like it's a home tub that you would see in somebody's master bath. I mean, it's beautiful. There's no accessories hanging off the side except for the phone holder. There's no wires and all the thingamabobs. So the aesthetics are there. It's a professional package. It's put together by a professional company as a fully ready-to-use unit. Are you still You're done. You've been in there long enough. All right, cool. Well, thank you, Julie, for being our model to show us how it works. But yeah, so you're like a Labrador shaking off on me. Would you like a towel? All right, there's a towel. So it's well insulated. These walls are filled with a expandable foam that is insulating it. It also has a cover that goes on the top, and this cover is just like any other spa cover. It's got latches, so if you've got kids or people coming over, you can use the latches to lock it down. That's really nice. And like I said, the aesthetics are just unbeatable. When you put that cover on it, it's really clean lines and everything. It's also got support and a warranty. DIY cold plunges don't have that. When you build your own and it leaks, it's up to you to fix it. If there's something that goes wrong with this, they have a 1-year unconditional warranty, at least that's what I hear, and they'll help you fix it, and they'll send you the parts, whatever is necessary. There's also an option, I believe there's a 3-year option where you can buy an extended warranty that covers you out to 3 years. If you're going to spend that much money, whatever that cost is, I think it was several $100s extra, just buy it, because this is $6,000. This is a 76 Buick Regal back in 1982 sitting in your home. You might as well protect it. I don't normally do those, but for this one I would, especially if you're not somebody who's DIYing it, which is probably why you're going to buy it. So real world perspective, it looks like a real tub. You could put it in your house and no one would even know it was a cold plunge. It's plug and play. You just literally, it takes like 15 to 20 minutes to set the whole thing up. I guess it's depending on which model you get, if you have the heater and all that. But this specific model took me no more than 20 minutes unloading it, dropping it down, finding the place, hooking it all up and filling it up with water. So it's super quick and easy. It's solid construction. I mean, it's built like a tank. It's got leveling feet on the bottom of the tub, just like most other commercially available bathtubs would. The chiller and the pump and the filter and the ozone are all integrated in the back. They're covered by a really nice built-in cover. It's hooked on with magnets, and it covers up kind of all the DIY stuff that we typically see on our DIY plunges, and it's all mounted to the back. It's solid, it's not flopping all over the place. You don't have to worry about hoses flexing, kinks happening, connections coming undone. It's done for you, right? It's all integrated into this one unit. The only thing that it does do is has a chiller separate onto the side, which if you tried to include this, they have another model called the all-in, which it mounts it up on the end and under another construction. I actually don't like that because I like the chiller separate. If something's gonna go, it's probably gonna be either the pump or the chiller. So if one of those two options goes, you just simply detach it and replace it. The negative, so obviously the price. This is 10x what most DIY cold plunges are. It's got many of the same components and parts under the hood, or nearly that. It's not exact, but it is very similar. The chiller is very similar to the one that I'm currently using on the inflatable build that I just did. The pump is a little different, but the gallons per hour is almost identical to the Danner style that I use. The Ozone unit, literally to the brand name, is the exact same. It's the Lamudo. It's the one I used in my very first built cold plunge. The filter is very similar to the GE whole house filter, and it takes cartridges. It has a bypass on it, so you can bypass it and not lose all your water and have water all over the place. And you know, it's great, but it does have a lot of the same componentry. The other thing that you'll notice with this tub is it's relatively shallow. It's not quite as deep as a stock tank. It's not quite as deep as many of the inflatables that I've worked with, which for Julie, when she was in it, was no big deal. She's a tiny human, like super tight body, little itty bitty thing. She can get in, no problem. Me, I'm 210 pounds on a good day and about 6 foot tall. When I get in it, it's like freaking going to SeaWorld. I'm serious, it overflows. It spills out the edge. And that's part because I get into these things and I get into them pretty quickly. Nobody wants to dilly-dally around when they're getting into a cold plunge. Let me tell you, it's not like dip your feet in and slowly get in. Either you get in or you don't. And because if you try to do it slow, you're gonna find a reason to get out. So for that, that's a negative for me, especially if you're gonna keep this inside. You wind up with water all over the floor. That's not a good thing. Out here in the barn, Lori Ranch, no big deal. We'll mop it up. Or it'll dry. Well, maybe not in this humid weather we've got, but it will dry up. But that's a negative for me. Like if you're gonna get in it and it's gonna cause waves, and I do think the angle of these edges contribute to that, because I think if you had a sidewall, it wouldn't quite slip out. I'm no fluid physicist, but that's my take on it. One other thing I've found out about this is it does have ozone, which is great. I think that's a wonderful way to keep your water clean. There are some other methods I may bring up on the channel later. But ozone is very effective at cleaning. For this one, the ozone is on 24/7. I don't think that's brilliant. I think that's a big negative on this. In fact, I called plunge.com. I set up a thing, and their support's very easy to get in touch with them. I set up a time to call. They spent 15 minutes with me on the phone. Actually, it was a little bit over that. And I got in touch with a rep, and I asked all kind of questions. And one of the questions was, is the ozone on 24/7? She says, yeah, that's on all 24/7. I said, well, that's not normal to me, because our other plunges that we've built or used all were on a timer. I found anywhere between 10 minutes and an hour is plenty to create a sanitization effect on the water for 1 to 2 users a day. And I think it's overkill. So I think that's a big negative. I hope Plunge looks into it, because that's something that I think is a miss. One of the other negatives is the ports for the plumbing, so the inlets for the water, where this thing sucks the water from the tub and puts it through the filter. It's got little bitty screens on it. I'll try to show you in one of my B-roll clips, but it's got little bitty screens. I'm kind of like an ape. I've got hair everywhere. So you can get these little ports clogged up with hair or debris, especially if you're out here in the barn like us and you jump in, your feet may have some debris on it, and those holes are kind of small. You just have to watch those. As you get in and get out, you just take a finger and swipe it off. But that's a negative to me. I would rather the filter do that than that. I have a pre-filter on my inflatable. That kind of does that same job. Maybe they could have incorporated that here. The main con for any DIY plunge, or cold plunge for that matter, for me, is condensation. It's almost 90 degrees here in northern Kentucky. It's humid, and condensation is gonna happen. I don't care how well you wrap stuff with insulation, it's gonna happen. The downside of that is you're gonna have water gathering in different places. It causes an accumulation of dirt. It can cause mold and mildew, and that's no bueno, especially if you're gonna be inside. Now, the temperature differential is greater, obviously, since we're in the barn. It's almost 40 degrees temperature differential versus inside. Inside, we keep it at mid 60s, high 60s. That temperature differential is only 10 to 20 degrees. Out here, it's 40 plus, depending on the day. It's going to create condensation no matter how well this is insulated. So that is a con. It's less of a con if it's inside, but it's still likely to happen, especially if you have high humidity. So, in summary, who is this for? Well, it's for people with no DIY skills or no time to do it. Professionals who just don't have time if you don't have the tools or the know-how. This is for you. It arrives, you unpack it, you hook up some fittings, you fill it with water, you're good to go. It's done for you. It's also for those who want simplicity and support. If you've got a problem, Plunge is going to help you. You dial them up, they diagnose it, they send you parts, it's fixed. There's not a lot of hacking of things to fix things. If you get a leak, your pump fails, you're in charge of that in a DIY setup. For most folks, $6,000 for a cold plunge, that's out of the question, especially if it's not something that everybody in the family is going to be using. This is also for somebody who wants a sleek design because they're keeping it in their house. Not everybody wants a home-built device sitting somewhere in their home for everyone to see. This looks like a bathtub. Like I said earlier, this looks like your traditional high-end bathtub that you'd put in a master bath. So the sleek design, some folks may want that. They don't want to hack something up, something wooden in their home. So the DIY options, in my opinion, get you 90% of the effect for 10% of the cost. Now that's not putting this thing down. It has its place. I love it. I'm gonna keep it, I think. It's not going anywhere. It's definitely a different experience, but it's only about 10% different experience. In fact, I kind of prefer the inflatable because it's deeper. I'm a bigger human. That works best for me. That said, if you want the best cold plunge with the best looks, sleek design, ready for your home, and support and warranty, and done for you, the Plunge.com unit would be for you. Now, I'm going to also tell you, this was not sponsored by The Plunge. It was not sponsored by Plunge.com. It was sponsored by my company, FitBuddy.com. So, if you like this video, you want more cold plunge content, I'm going to be creating more over the next couple weeks. Check them out. Like and subscribe to my channel. Come back for more content.